Souffle pancakes. Airy, light, and delicious. I mean, just look at that jiggle. That's a really good pancake. And it's pretty easy to make, as long as you follow a certain set of steps. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to make them and some tips on what to do and what to avoid. So let's get straight into it. So first of all, prepare 3 eggs. This recipe calls for 2 egg yolks and 3 egg whites. We're going to be separating them because we're going to be whipping the egg whites up into meringue. Okay, so now we're going to set the egg whites to the side and get to work on our egg yolks. So, I'm going to grab some milk. I'm going to measure out 20 grams of it. Now I'm going to take a whisk and I'm going to whisk the milk together with the egg yolks. Now the egg yolks and the milk are whisked together. I'm going to grab a neutral vegetable oil. I'm using grapeseed, but you can use any neutral vegetable oil. And I'm going to measure out 5 grams of it. Okay, there it is. And I'm just going to whisk that in as well. Just like this. Okay, now I'm going to measure out. Now I'm going to measure out 33 grams of all-purpose flour. To sift in our flour so as to prevent any lumps. Done. And just whisk that all together. Okay, looking good. So we need to whisk all of the ingredients together until you see no more lumps. It may take a bit of a while, but we really need to be careful here because when we fold in our meringue later, there's not going to be a chance to fix it. So try your best to double check and really be certain there are no more lumps in here. Better safe than sorry. Okay, this looks pretty good already. The consistency is also good. It's a bit sticky, but not too much. So we're going to put this aside and get to work on our egg whites. Okay, so before we get to whipping our meringue, I'm going to prepare the sugar and cream of tartar. So we're going to be using 45 grams of sugar. Just going to measure them out. So now that I've measured out the sugar, I'm going to add cream of tartar, about 1/4 of a teaspoon, to the egg whites. So this is going to help stabilize them because cream of tartar is an acid. If you don't have cream of tartar, you can actually use some lemon juice or lime juice or some vinegar. Although it's best to use cream of tartar if you have it because it's powdered and it's 100% acid. Okay, so let's get to the mixing. Right, so when we start mixing, I'm gonna start on a medium-low speed. So you'll see some people go straight to high, but actually it's better to start medium-low because it creates more uniform bubbles if you increase the speed, gradually, not immediately going high. So after about a minute, that's when I'm gonna start adding in the sugar. All right, let's get straight to it. So it's been about a minute. The egg whites are foamy, but they have not formed peaks yet. They're just starting to. And this is when we're gonna add in the sugar. Now, do not add in the sugar all at once because that'll knock out a lot of air. So we're gonna add it in gently, gradually, about like a tablespoon at a time, so about a third at a time. Just gonna shake that in gently. Right. And now when we turn on the mixer again, I'm gonna turn it on at a higher speed at a time. So it's been about another minute and the sugar has dissolved, so I'm going to add in the second third of the sugar. Gentle, gentle, gentle. Okay, the sugar's dissolved, so it's time for the last third. Okay, it's been about 5 or 6 minutes, and this is when we should start to check for the peaks. So right now it's at soft peaks. We're going to be aiming for stiff peaks and no more. So we just need to start being careful from now. You can check for the peaks by lifting your mixers, and if you see the tip droop, then it's probably still soft peak or medium peak. When stiff peaks, they'll stand straight up. Okay, so now we've reached stiff peaks. As you can see, the sign of stiff peaks is that these peaks stand straight up. If they were to droop sideways, that'd be medium peaks or soft peaks. That's not what we want. All right, so this is done. We're gonna stop here. If we beat any more, they may not look overbeaten, but they will be. And we'll be able to tell that because when we try to fold them into our egg yolk mix, there will actually be small lumps, and that will cause the pancake batter to be a lot runnier. It won't affect the taste though, so don't worry. So I've grabbed a firm spatula. I'm just gonna cut off these tips. And now, folding them into the egg yolk mix. We don't want to deflate the egg whites, so we're gonna have to be gentle while folding it in. But for the first batch, actually, I'm just gonna take about a third of the egg whites, put them into the egg yolk mix, and then just roughly use the whisk to mix them in. And this will help lighten the mix so that we can fold in the egg whites easier. We have an easier time folding in the egg whites later. Okay. Just like this. And this is only for the first batch of egg whites. Do not do this for the rest of the egg whites. So now the egg whites have completely blended into the egg yolk mix, and we're going to fold in the rest of the egg whites. Okay. Alright, I'm grabbing another third. Okay. And the key to folding in egg whites without deflating them is to turn in one direction, just one direction. So turn and just lightly flatten it if you see any big lumps. And this step shouldn't be too difficult. So if you're having trouble or there are a lot of tiny lumps that don't seem to want to get into the mix, that's a sign that you've overbeaten your egg whites. So when I was first testing out this recipe, I got a lot of those issues. Yeah, and that caused runny pancakes. Okay, I'm gonna get the last bit of egg whites now. Also, you should try to do this pretty quickly because the egg whites, well, they're on a clock, so they're gonna be deflating. Okay, the egg whites are fully folded in. We now have a light, fluffy, and airy batter. So, let's get to cooking them. Okay. Right, now we have a really good fluffy batter, so let's set up the pan. So set it to a very low flame and lightly coat the top of your pan with some oil. There's no need to drown the pancakes in oil, so just use a small amount of it. And then test it with some water. This looks good, so I'm just going to grab the batter and get straight into it. To scoop the pancakes onto the pan, I'm using a large ice cream scoop, but you could use a piping bag or just a ladle or even just a spatula. When placing them onto the pan, the goal should be to try to stack them vertically. So I'm going to use 2 scoops on top of each other. And then I'm going to close it and leave it for a minute. Now it's been a minute and I'm going to open it up and stack just a little more batter on top of our pancakes because I want them really tall, just like this. Then I'm going to put in water and then close it and leave it for 3 minutes. Okay, the 3 minutes are up. It's time to flip the pancakes. So we need to be as gentle as possible. This isn't one of those cooking show competitions where they flip stuff into the air. So I'm going to just gently grab the pancake and lightly flip it over. This way it'll preserve its fluffiness. Then I'm going to put in water and close it for another 3 minutes. And ta-da! Perfect souffle pancakes. These are excellent plain, but if you top them with some whipped cream and syrup, they are just amazing.